Hi guys, I hope you're all well and that. So today I'm going to give a monology on one of the government's welfare reform system, which is personal independent payment. It was first introduced in 2013. So personal independent payment was designed um, to reward people on what they can and can't do. So basically how their comorbidities has an impact on them on day-to-day basis, whereas disability living allowance was where it was awarded on a person's condition, a medical condition, the nature of it. So I'm going to talk a bit about my personal experience with personal independent payment. So last year in 2018, September the 19th was my birthday, and the next day I received a letter from the DWP, a lovely present from them. Bear in mind that I'm on DLA, high rate mobility indefinite, and personal care middle rate indefinite. So I opened the letter and it said on the letter, "Dear Mr. Ali, your DLA is ending, so therefore you need to decide if you want to claim PIP or not." So obviously I just gave myself a couple of minutes just to familiarise myself with what's happening, what the letter's asking me to do. And then an hour later or whatnot, or something like that, I rang up the personal independent payment line. It was then the call took around about 15-20 minutes. She asked my name and everything, my details basically. And then, however, she must have said to me, have I been in the country for more than 3 years? And I thought she meant that have I been out the country for more than 3 years? And I said no. So due to that, yeah, she continued with the question, and she said to me I will get an application form. So a few days went by and I haven't received nothing, even though it can take up to 2 weeks. So me worrying in my mind, thinking what's going on, and how come that didn't come? So I rang up the DWP. In other words, I rang them multiple times, and they were saying I was being posted, and then they were giving me inaccurate information, inaccurate answer. Basically, trying to blag it, and then what I did, I rang again, and on that time, on that occasion, I spoke to a lovely lady. I can't remember her name, and she goes to me, and yeah, it's been posted to you. I said okay, and then she rang me back, and she goes, basically, you're not eligible for it. So I'm thinking, huh? She goes, because you said you've been out the country for more than 2 years. I go, no, I haven't been nowhere. She goes, really? She goes, what you need to do is then go to the job centre and tell them to photocopy your passport, and then you'll have to send it to us. So then I went to the job centre and did what they asked me to do, and I sent it off to them. And lo and behold, a few days later, I received my application form, and it was about 30 pages long. Yeah. And also, I just like to also inform you that the people that executed these assessments face to face are Capita and ATOS. But please bear in mind, they are not doctors. They're just a healthcare professional. In other words, a paramedic or a nurse. Now you're probably thinking, how on earth does a nurse know what a person's condition is? You know, because obviously it should be a doctor that should be assessing you, you know. So obviously I filled in my form, I sent it off, and a week later I received a letter from Capita. No, sorry, from DWP stating that they received everything that I sent them, and what they're gonna do is they're gonna give my application to one of the help contractors, as in Capita, and see what they decide. So then a few days later I received another letter from Capita, and advising me that I want to have a face-to-face consultation. I was like, okay. Even though I sent him enough information to the DWP when I first filled in the application form. However, that was not sufficient, if you know what I mean. Hence why I had to have a face-to-face. So Capita sent me up a letter telling me that I will have my face-to-face on the 3rd of December last year, 2018. I said, yeah, that's fine. So what I did was, obviously, because I'm self-conscious about my appearances, so what I did was I rang Capita up, and I was like, can you give me details of the person that will be carrying out my face-to-face, because I'm self-conscious. However, she put me on hold, and she goes, other than what you've stated, is there any other reason why you want, I go to this apartment, what I told you? She goes, oh, we can't do that. All I can tell you is a female. I said, okay, that's fine. And it's a nurse. So me thinking, okay, because obviously you probably heard all these horrendous stories where these nurses come and they lie and they make contradiction in the report, you know. Obviously I didn't record my face to face, but I kind of regret it now because I should have. Anyway, so she came down, her name was Amina Naz or something like that. She seemed friendly, very polite and courteous, and come in and she identified who she was and everything. Sat down, I did my exercises, and I mean, she told me to do some exercises. But before she told me to do the physical examination, she asked about my questions, my social life, etc. So basically, and then I told her everything and how many medication I take and everything, basically. So whatever I wrote on the form, she was asking them questions. So I had my, cause when I gave the application form, I made a photocopy of it. Please, I always urge you to make a photocopy of it, as it is very good to have a copy with you. And then she was asking the questions, so I was just giving the same answer that I wrote on the application form. And then I sent then she, sorry, no. And then she asked me all these questions. Then she asked me to do a physical examination, which consisted of me standing on one leg. But obviously I was unable to. And so on. And then I think the consultation took about over an hour, and it was at my home. I was quite lucky to have a domiciliary visit. And so a few days later, I thought I'd ring up DWP to find out where my report is. I mean, no, because I wanted a copy of my report. And another problem appeared. So basically, for 2 weeks or not, they kept saying, oh, we haven't received it. Whereas I'm phoning Capita saying, oh, we've sent it, we can access DWP, and they've got it. So I was getting lies told from Capita, a few lies from DWP, and it just having an impact on my mental state. And then in the end, they go, oh, it's been lost. And I was like, why couldn't you just be honest initially, instead of making me go around in circles? And then they sent a copy of the DWP, and then DWP received it. Then I received a text message stating that they received my PIP written assessment, and as a guide I should hear from them 6 weeks. And when I received my copy of the report, oh my God, when you think someone is very pleasant and friendly and that, and I'm referring to the Capita assessor, there were so many contradictions on the form. It was absolutely terrible. So she lied. Apparently I can cook, when I told her I can't cook at all, because my mother does this for me. And I told that to her at my consultation. And then everything. And then, so obviously I was going through the report. There was quite a few lies and contradictions, etc. But then I had to wait for my decision. And once I got my decision, but if I never got what I should have been awarded, then I could do a mandatory reconsideration. So my advice to you guys is that never ever think that these assessors, okay, I'm not going to tie everybody with the same brush, because there's probably nice assessors out there, you know. I mean, I thought mine was nice until I read my report, and it had incorrect information on there, if you know what I mean. And so that's it really. But as they say, if you don't always get what you're awarded on PIP, yeah, because PIP works on the point system, you see. So the more points you get, you get the enhanced rate, if you know what I mean. And my advice to you guys is don't give up, because I think it's I don't know the figure, but most cases get overturned when they go to mandatory reconsideration. However, if that's not possible, then you can take it to a tribunal where you'll the 70% success rate. Guys, please don't give up. I know it's difficult. I mean, you have to live with comorbidities and that. And I think it's absolutely terrible that the government have contracted Capita and ATAS. They're not even doctors. They're nurses, physiotherapists, paramedics, etc. I mean, how can they know what? If you know what I mean, it's just crazy. You know, but don't give up. That's about it, really. But all I'm going to say is, however, my advice is as well, record your face to face. You know, because then when you've got your decision and you're not happy with it, you can also make a complaint against the assessor. You know, but that's about it, really, guys. So to those who have been invited to PIP or are applying for PIP, I wish you good luck. And don't give up. Don't be afraid. You know, honesty is the best policy. But sometimes these assessors just take honesty and they just twist it and then mix it into lies. But anyway, guys, that's it from me now. Take care. Thank you.